Hello, everybody. This is Eirwen and Rose here today. We're going to be reacting to "Is This the Average Male Fantasy" by Shoeonhead. Um, it's been a while. We both had personal stuff going on. But as I said in the post the other day, we haven't forgot about you guys. We just been very busy. um, but yeah, um, let us know what you want to see. And if you enjoyed the video, uh, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want to see. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Men. What do they want?
I don't know.
Money,
What do
What do
they
I
want?
want?
status, fast, expensive cars?
Mhm.
What is the ultimate male fantasy? Is it fame, fortune, 3 hot chicks at once?
Hey yo.
Hell yeah,
That's my
brother.
fantasy
Hey
right there.
yo.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. You might have to censor that, actually, funnily enough. Censorship! Yippee!
No, according to men on the internet, it's something a little more simple.
Oh, I've seen commercials for this anime. I want to see this anime.
This is literally just a fetish. I fucking hate men so much.
Right.
Men are why we can't have nice things. As I was working on an upcoming video, I made the terrible mistake of logging onto Twitter, where I saw this post. A montage from the anime Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish, a movie about a college student who is assigned to take care of a paraplegic girl, and spoiler, eventually they fall in love. Many men were yearn posting in the replies of this tweet and talking about how they wish to fall in love and would love a relationship like this, while many others, mostly women, were absolutely fucking disgusted at this. Why would a bunch of men be fantasizing about being with a woman in a wheelchair? Seems pretty creepy and predatory, right? Also just unrealistic and problematic. Well, in this video, we are going to be talking about why so many men resonated to that clip and this movie, and why so many people are so confused as to why. We are also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets, as usual, to get to the bottom of why such a wholesome post turned into, once again, another battlefront for the ongoing, never-ending gender war. And I completely understood what the tweet meant by calling it the average male fantasy. So, what was wrong with it? Why did this clip go so viral in such a negative way?
Exactly. I mean, there's
I don't
no truer
understand why that would
fantasy
be
than
negative.
true love, in all honesty.
Exactly. Like, what do women these days just no longer believe in having a true love? I mean, they're out there. You just gotta murder some of the bad ones to find the good ones, you know?
Mhm, mhm,
Don't be afraid to pull that trigger.
mhm, mhm.
We do not
Why
condone murder in
were
any way.
thousands of people angry at this post? Well, let us dilly-dally no longer and read some of these angry replies to get a better understanding of what the issue is, shall we? Wholesome male
Yes.
fantasy, and it's fetishizing a disabled girl for him to control. Oh. Oh no. They think, oh god, why? Always vulnerable,
haven't seen
always
the
happy,
movie.
always needs
Exactly.
you. Pretty perverted. Where are these fan fictions coming from? There were like hundreds of tweets just like this. Why did they see a cute montage of a happy couple, a man and a woman happy, together? I know, unheard of. Why did they see that and then immediately come to these conclusions? Like, as someone
Because that's just how these kind of people are. They don't understand, like, not everyone's out to get them. Not everyone's like a bad person. Not everyone's like a fucking shitty human being. Some people are genuinely good people, Like, I mean, some people
Yeah.
do want to take care of people. Some people are willing to date disabled people. I mean, that just is what it is. I mean, some people are willing to take care of a partner. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you think most people would be willing to take care of a partner if they were to become disabled, because it's the in sickness and in health it applies.
For better and for worse, you
yeah.
know, if you get into a car crash and all of a sudden your significant other ends up in a wheelchair, the whole point of loving that person is to take care of them.
Hmm.
Or wait, no, the other way around. The whole point of taking care of that person is because you love them.
Yeah.
You know, it should not be a control fetish.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing about what that montage looked like that screamed fetish.
Someone who actually
Okay.
watched the movie, Josie is not always happy, and she's absolutely not portrayed as some like vulnerable ooh woo sex doll waifu. She's boisterous, she kind of has a foul mouth, she's very sassy and headstrong. She like straight up calls him her servant, but she was also very
As she
depressed.
should.
She basically never left her house. She was basically a girl failure. As a former girl failure, I love to see representation in media. But they actually show her disability, like, not in a good way. Like, they don't romanticize it, they don't sugarcoat it. And I noticed,
good.
unlike a lot of movies, unlike a lot of romance movies, at least like the Hallmark kind, where it's like the stuffy male lead learning to live life from the quirky, cute female lead, he's already got his shit together. And she learns to
Yep.
live life from him. He encourages her to live her dreams. And in
That's
return, he
amazing.
learns to live life in a completely
Indeed.
different way. And I thought that was really cool and sweet. His fantasy is that she
Yeah,
becomes
but-
permanently disabled and helplessly dependent on
That's
him, but
not-
can still make him a sandwich.
What?
Sounds about right. Oh my god. After watching the movie, these tweets are even more insane. But even putting the movie aside, just seeing that like cute montage out of context, where the fuck are they getting this? These are very clearly just two
Where's the
happy people.
sandwich?
But because the caption was the average
Where
male
is becoming
fantasy,
disabled?
their mind
She's already
immediately
disabled.
goes to the darkest, worst faith interpretation of this. The problem is these people can't see any humanity in men. They can't see any humanity in humanity in general. Average male fantasy equals girlfriend with no agency who's completely physically dependent on you and forced into blanket subservience and compliance. Sounds about right. You males are weird for fetishizing physically disabled women. Average male fantasy is having a physically disabled girl that they can abuse however they want. Got it. Not to be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy. The infantilization of the physically disabled here is a little, dare I say, ableist.
Yeah, I
The
bet.
implication here that people in
think?
wheelchairs cannot find love, and if they do, the person who loves them literally just loves them because they can't run away. Weird. Average men
Yeah, a
can't
little
even be
weird.
nice to their healthy and normal
Cruel.
girlfriend.
Yeah,
That is cruel to actual physically disabled people.
exactly.
Like,
Like, I mean,
that is absolutely ableist. And if a disabled person sees something like that, that is just a fucking stab. We are worthy. We
like-
are worthy of
it
everything
makes
that you
me-
have, ma'am.
it makes me wonder, how do these people treat disabled men?
Probably not very well.
I can imagine.
Whoa. Normal? What do you mean by normal? These people are just so ableist, chat. Can you believe it? Chat? Chat? I don't even live stream. Who's chat? I'm disabled, blind.
chat.
So I showed this to my boyfriend. He says, I love you because you're you, and you make my days happier. So what if I have to drive you places or help you with cooking and cleaning? I would have done that
Exactly.
anyway. Disability has nothing to do with it. I love you. Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but, your boyfriend is a rapist. Sorry you had to find out this way. You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people. No, the fantasy is the woman appreciates his efforts to make her happy. Stop lying and abusing women and the disabled.
What?
Your meds, schizo. I don't even know that guy. What do you mean stop abusing women and the disabled? Bitch, who are you? Also, the majority of men participate in abuse of disabled people.
No,
Are
they
you
don't.
okay? The majority of men are not abusers. That is a
Yeah.
very, very small minority of men. The majority of men are men that just wake up, take a shit, get out of bed, take a shower, go to work, come home, and wait for GTA 6 to come out.
Yep.
That is the majority of men. Okay, stop reading Taken by the Werewolf Billionaire. Or whatever the fuck you read. I swear to God, some of the shit women read would make the most depraved internet gooner blush.
Yeah.
Or so I've been told. This is literally just a fetish. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna pretend there's nobody out there who's like, she can't run away, she has no legs. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend there's nobody out there who has a crippled, disabled fetish, okay? I've been on the internet for 20 years. I've been on DeviantArt. I've seen shit you wouldn't believe. But the majority of people, probably most, if not all the people responding to this, do not have a cripple fetish, okay? So what is the average male fantasy? The average male fantasy is the fantasy of both men and women alike. It is simply to love and to be loved.
Yep.
But more specifically, the male fantasy is to be a protector and a provider for those that they love. Put a pin in this because we are going to come back to this in a big way, trust me. The average male fantasy is being a globally known—
come to this? What? No, sorry.
Globally known terrorist. The second heart has hit the person. Or the second arrow has hit the heart. Get it? Cupid joke. Cupid joke.
You almost said the
Cupid.
other one.
Second plane is at the tower, Mr. Bennett.
known terrorist. The average male fantasy is that a woman who isn't fat. The average male fantasy is actually job security.
No, for real though. For real.
Yeah.
For real.
That's the average everyone fantasy.
Yeah, like for real, it's job security. Like I mean, like I know, like over the past few weeks, I was definitely worried about job security. In all honesty, like it was a big concern.
You know what? These guys may have a point here. Pedophile alert. Men with disabled child wives. Average male fantasy is a disabled child. More proof that men are pedos. That's the little girl. This is weird. So first of all, she's literally older than the guy.
Yeah,
the guy is 22 and she is 24.
Yeah.
In anime years, he is practically hag maxing. And yes, she may be physically disabled, but aren't all men mentally disabled in their own special way? At least the ones in my audience. They will freely admit this. Maybe she, the older woman, is taking advantage of this sensitive young man. Have you ever thought of that? She looks like an 11-year-old child. Where are her breasts?
God. Not every girl has boobs.
First of all, really weird way to say that. She looks like a child. Show me her titties. Also, I love how, like, when anime women have huge boobs, it's disgusting, Coomer brain or whatever. But if the anime woman has small boobs, she is a child and you're a chimo. Can't fucking win. Also, if she had big boobs, they'd absolutely be like, wow, look at this sexualization of the disabled. Also, you know, like, adult women can be flat-chested, right?
Yeah.
Like, that actually exists in real life. Like, adult human women can have small boobs. Now, every woman is like a crazy, hot, unobtainable Instagram goddess with the fattest of ass. Zoomers don't know how good we had it. You'd go to Blockbuster, and the 21-year-old cashier behind the counter would be the most adorable woman you've ever seen. No Botox, no lip filler, just a pure soul, full of joy and whimsy. And now women are full of hate and SSRIs.
Unironically, I mean, you know, like,
What's an SSRI?
But they're hot. They're hotter than they've ever been. They're hotter and more depressed than they've ever been in history. Sad. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, anime. I didn't take my Vyvanse today, could you tell? Men's fantasy. A big titty woman with the face of a 16-year-old that is useful for cooking, cleaning, and sex. Women's fantasy. Gets treated like a queen and a man who keeps tracks of our periods so he can take care of her.
okay,
Ew.
I mean, I'll take care of a woman, but I'm not gonna keep track of her period because that's a little too uncomfortable for me.
I wouldn't want anyone, like, kind of significant other to me to keep track of my period. I can keep track of that shit myself.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would want is if I say, hey, this is a chocolate week, that he goes and gets me a bag of
right.
chocolate because he does.
I can do that. Like that's kind of shit that I would do. But I'm not gonna like whip out a calendar and go, you're on a heavy week this week. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Sorry, it's not happening.
A lot of women
That's all
here,
you
when
have
I
to
say our
notice.
fantasies, do not, in fact, include men tracking our periods. Maybe that's how you see it, because you're brainwashed to hate men. So true. I hate how— But in reality, women are the real demons here.
Huh?
Oh, god damn it. We just want a happy relationship. Is it so much to ask for? Yes. Yes,
Apparently.
it is. Oh look, more misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men. This is why 70% of anime is garbage. So here's the thing, that misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men was actually written by Saiko Tanabe. A woman. A woman wrote this story. And I feel like a very important detail everyone is sleeping on when they covered this was the fact that this is very much the female fantasy as well.
Exactly.
A man loving you for who you are despite your flaws.
This is a woman's
literally
fantasy.
sweeping you off your feet and carrying you around on adventures, helping you live out your dreams, face your fears, and supporting you through the good and bad times. You're going to sit here and tell me that's not the female fantasy too? Is this not the basic female fantasy? Is this not the knight in shining armor coming to rescue you? Men are like, I will save you from your monotonous 9-to-5 job. I will give you a house and babies. And women are like, no, I must be an actuarial consultant. Be gone, vile misogynist. Is that what is occurring here? Also, that aside, there literally is a gender-swapped version of this story called Perfect World. It is a manga. Mango? Oh,
Mango.
no. Do not come for me, weebs.
Mango.
Men will statistically leave their wives and partners the moment they find out they're disabled or have a life-threatening.
The women do this too. That I'm just saying straight up. Women do this too. And in fact, I think statistically speaking, women are more likely to do this than men are.
I have seen, like, actually with my own eyes, seen more women leave disabled partners, like newly disabled partners, than men, especially if there are war veterans or something like that, where they've been, like, in life-threatening situations, and then they need help and support to heal, and the women will be like, I can't deal with this, I need to go focus on myself, like, I'm gonna leave you. What is wrong with you? You know?
You're right, it is a fantasy. Actually,
It's not.
that study was debunked by the authors themselves, who admitted they did the math wrong. It's actually not much higher, but then again, even if it was, and it happens, I've seen it happen to people, it's terrible. Marriage should be through sickness and through health. But that's not really the point here. And the fact that so many people are focusing on the wheelchair part of this just proves that they just don't get it. The ones of pure mind,
They don't see the woman,
It
they see
doesn't
the
matter.
wheelchair.
Exactly, but the wheelchair does not matter. It's the person who sits in it.
and pure soul get it. But these fucking semen demons out here, they don't get it. But not all semen demons. The amount of people in comments who just don't get that men want a cute, loving girlfriend is beyond me.
Yes.
They call them
Yes.
creeps for wanting
Yes,
actual love
Scooch-chan!
and not a girl
Yes!
boss who only wants your money. Ah,
Yes!
thank you. A sane person. Hopefully the replies aren't full of people calling her a pick-me. Pick-me alert. Least
Oh
obvious
my
pick-me. Me.
God.
Skew-chan is not a pick-me.
Pick me, please. Hope he picks you, sis. Pick me, pick me, pick me. An incel could have written this.
Bruh.
Fuck.
People are horrible.
Why are so many VTubers either pick-me's or racist? You mean why do so many female VTubers disagree with you? Why so many aren't towing the mainstream liberal feminist NPC
Maybe
line?
it's because
they
you're
can.
wrong.
See, the most powerful
Maybe it's because, like, you know, they actually care about men, and also their audience is majority men.
weapon women have against other women is social ostracization. You don't want to be seen as a pick-me or a racist, so you keep your mouth shut in order to survive in female social circles. But in the cases of VTubers, virtual YouTubers, they're basically anonymous. They can say anything they want. They're basically wearing a mask. They're free reins of the eternal HR Longhouse. But apparently, even being anonymous online does not save them, because they still get doxxed for simply not hating men. Men are why we can't have nice things, by the way. First of all, men make all the things. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Also, I just realized it was a man saying that. It was a whole-ass man saying men are why we can't have nice things. I don't deserve this trophy. This is for you, sir. This is for you. I'm not worthy. Listen, I make women jokes. I'm very critical of feminism and propaganda aimed at women. But you will never catch me in a million years saying some shit like women are why we can't have nice things. I have a mom. I have female family members. I have female friends. Maybe one day I'll have a daughter. Women make the world a beautiful place, and like men, can be flawed and deserve criticism, like anyone else.
Yeah.
But there's something genuinely so cucked about people who put down their own gender or race. Oh god,
Yep.
race. Self-hating white people. Don't get me started on self-hating white people.
Yep.
But yeah, women were not the only ones who had a problem with this. There were a lot of men who didn't quite relate to this being the average male fantasy. It's fine to love the disabled. I didn't need to remind you that. But to glorify it? This anime is certainly Marxist propaganda. The movie is about him taking a job as her caretaker, and when he learns of her dreams, he makes it his mission to help her dreams come true. So it is Marxist propaganda to help a disabled person pursue their dreams? Yeah, it's woven in. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Marxism is when girl in wheelchair. I love this. Empathy is the target of propaganda.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Huh?
I'm just now I'm picturing Karl Marx doing everything the guy in the anime is doing, like in like a anime style like show where he's like doing everything that the male protagonist is doing, but it's just Karl Marx.
Hold on. Is this thing on? Is this thing on?
Yeah, your mic's on.
Empathy is a basic human need.
Thank you, Karl Marx. I appreciate it.
Every piece of media that makes you feel empathy is communism.
Yep.
Political brain rot. If you're at the point where you see this and you're thinking of communism, you need to log off.
Yep.
You are unwell. I'm sorry, but when I reproduce,
Yeah.
I don't want a high probability of my offspring being mentally or physically retarded. We need a better class of incels whose bar is higher than the retarded. She's not retarded, she has a spinal injury that's not genetic. Also, what is this LARP? Fellas, is it
poor
beta
AI.
to love a woman?
Yep.
This is not my fantasy.
No.
This is some gay shit, to be honest. Fellas, is it gay to love a woman? What no pussy
No.
does to a motherfucker. Brother, I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker, and it's far worse. The average
Makes
male
them
fantasy is
happy,
taking
and
care of their
probably
crippled
obsessed.
wife. I don't think I've ever had that fantasy before. I thought it was gonna be about going on some quest to kill the dragon to win the princess or something. It is. That is the average male fantasy. But there are no dragons to slay. There are no princesses to save. But there is that little old lady in the grocery store who can't quite reach that top shelf. There's that heavy box the pretty girl you work with can't quite lift herself. There's that jar of tomato sauce your wife can't quite open. There's that Lego
Yeah.
set your little son can't quite put together himself.
Yep.
Or
Yeah.
there's this paraplegic girl who wants to see the ocean. This is the Princess and the Dragon story. And despite what many are told, men do have a lot of love to give. And they want some kind of excuse or mechanism to show that love.
Yeah.
In a world where men expressing themselves is either seen as toxic or gay. And one way of expressing that love is solving problems.
Yeah.
Men fucking love solving problems. I don't know what it is. They also love reading Wikipedia articles. The amount of times I walked over and my husband is reading a random fucking Wikipedia article about like the world's tallest buildings or like a random battle in World War II. I didn't know
Yeah.
if this was autism or what, but apparently it's a man thing. Anyway, yes, men love solving problems. And in a world that
We do
makes them
love
feel
looking up random
useless,
shit.
makes them feel like they have no purpose, men desperately feel like they need to prove their worth. They are desperately looking for a purpose in life. So it is not at all shocking to me that the modern young man is seeing a clip like this and longing for this. A
Yeah.
lot of modern men don't have a chance to prove themselves, to make something of their
That is true.
lives. They don't have a chance to provide anything for anyone because they don't have anything to provide and they don't have anyone. They are doing everything their grandfathers did, but seeing none of the results. They're lost. What can they provide? And as I said earlier, her being in a wheelchair is the protector and provider instinct taken to a extreme. And yes, it is a fantasy considering if you ask anyone who's actually in a wheelchair, they know it's not all butterflies and rainbows, and they
Yeah.
know that it's hard on relationships. It can be difficult
is.
on their partners.
It's very
But just like in the movie, it's not shown as butterflies and rainbows. Josie feels like a burden. But towards the end of the movie, the guy takes on that burden. not because he gets something in return, but because it's his duty. Because it makes her happy, which makes him happy in return. Loyalty,
Because
duty,
he loves her.
virtue,
Exactly.
acts of service, big or small. Men live for that shit. And yes, these are stereotypes. Not everyone fits into these boxes, blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, it's true. When many men look at this relationship, that is what they see. And a lot of modern women are looking at this relationship and being disgusted because, in a way, it's the complete inverse of the strong, independent woman they've been sold. They've been told they need to be. The modern woman crafted by modern Disney for modern audiences. Unlike the Hollywood-crafted modern
Disabled
woman,
people
this
can't
woman does
always
need her
be
man.
a modern
She
woman.
Yep.
That's the problem, is people who are dependent on others cannot always be a modern woman. And they're always looking for someone to provide that kind of support. But they won't always accept that kind of support because it's been drilled into their minds that they have to be a modern woman, whether they're able to or not.
Mhm.
Society sucks.
Yep.
is not strong and she's not independent, at least physically. This doesn't mean she's like an empty vessel with no thoughts or freedom. No, in fact, in the movie, Josie
I have no
does
mouth and I must
roll away
scream.
from him a few times. It is a fantasy not because of a power imbalance, but because the man has a tangible purpose, and the woman is willingly and lovingly letting him fulfill that purpose.
Because I can depend on you. I know that if I ever feel frightened, I can just reach out to you.
Men simply want something good to
That
die
is so
for, to
sweet.
make it beautiful to live. This manifests in a lot of ways, but the most common is having a loving partner and or a family. Something unobtainable to many people nowadays. So yes, literally one of the most normal things ever is becoming a fantasy. Sad. Also, men will deny this, but
Really
they
sad.
absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning, and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And that is the male biological clock. Everything you do, the money you make working that grating 9-to-5 job, it will all be for something
I mean, she's not wrong.
bigger and more important than yourself one day. You will come home to a warm and happy home, greeted by people who care about you, and love you, and rely on you, and everything will make sense then. Until then, you'll just be on the internet, being called a misogynist, for wanting something bigger and more important than yourself, for wanting something beautiful and normal. And that is the average male fantasy. That and 3 hot chicks at once. Hell yeah, brother!
Hell
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So that was that little video. Men in the comments, let me know. Am I correct? Is that the average male fantasy? Or is it not that deep? Men and women in the comments, what is your fantasy? And no, I don't mean that. I don't want to hear about how you want to be crushed by a 12-foot futa. That is between you and God, not you and Shoeonhead. I mean, what is your ultimate dream? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want a nice big family one day? Do you want to own a farm? Do you want to live in a shed in the woods and make pipe bombs? Let me know in the comments and I will see you soon with a new video.
You guys have a great one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one that we're gonna record in like a minute. It's not gonna take that long. Anyways, have a good one, guys. Bye bye.